This winter season, we're going to try out something a little different with our briefings. We do fire weather briefings to help out fire managers with planning for burning and wildfires and such. And we wanted to transition from that to a winter planning briefing to help out more of our Department of Transportation, city and county planners and emergency managers, anyone who needs to do planning for snow removal or winter travel. So this is the first of those that we will do recording on Sundays and Thursdays. We're going to work with a winter weather threat matrix as well, and we've done some internal ways to look at this to try to come up with some different levels of impact, and this is more levels of impacting people that need to plan winter snow removal or using different treatment. It doesn't necessarily translate to a public impact, but these are the days that we want to highlight to where you will probably want to get a little bit more information to see what kind of planning you may need to do. So tomorrow on Monday, I have a few of these highlighted in yellow, and this is because our snow levels will be a little bit lower than what we've been seeing lately. So some valley snow plus the mountain snow continues, and with the lower snow levels, we'll probably be able to be more efficient with our snow accumulations. And on Tuesday, I highlighted all zones with yellow. We have lower snow levels, some of the lowest that we've had this season so far, and accumulations could start showing up in valley locations and especially in the mountains. And then on Wednesday, it looks like we have colder air that will arrive and a little wind and snow mix up in northwest Montana, giving them an orange. But we can go forward and look at the details here. As for snow levels, as I was mentioning, by Monday morning we start to see some of the more populated valleys get in the mix where we might just start to see snow. It looks like snow accumulations will probably be more at 4,000 feet. But then when we get to Tuesday morning, we are looking at around 3,000 feet. And that's where some of the valleys will probably get in the mix. It kind of depends on how much precipitation we'll have, where the focus will be. But Wednesday, that's when we actually have cold air. It's been a little while since we've seen that. Looks like maybe getting clipped by an Arctic. So the details on that, here on the left I'm showing the snow levels for Tuesday morning, and you start to see places up north in northwest Montana, there's snow, at least snow levels low enough where we could see snow, getting kind of borderline for the valleys like the Bitterroot and the Missoula valleys. And over in Idaho, it's still relatively high for the snow level. I'd say one caveat is that there's potential for some higher precipitation rates during later in the day on Tuesday, and that might bring the snow levels down a little bit further. But as we get into Wednesday here on the right, we see that those snow levels get down pretty low up north with the colder air influence, and start to see pretty much all of western Montana's in the mix for snow, and then more of Idaho is also starting to show signs of lower snow levels, and especially the terrain getting above 4,000 feet getting snow, but even down into Grangeville will start to be possible. So as for the expected snow amounts, Monday night and Tuesday, most of the snow will be in the mountains, but we do start to see some light accumulations possible up in northwest Montana, and then some of the higher valleys of southwest Montana. If we zoom in here, I picked this one out because this Monday night and Tuesday time frame, there's a fair amount of shower activity, maybe persistent upslope or orographic snow for Lolo Pass, and that does look like it might extend into the Bitterroot Valley, and the timing of that just might work where the snow levels drop and we do start seeing snow accumulation potential Tuesday morning. So I wanted to point that out. We're also seeing places like Phillipsburg that's still in the mix with snow, and so Georgetown Lake would be in the mix, obviously. Lost Trail Pass and Lookout Pass all have snow potential, but it seems like the focus during this time period seems to be over Lolo Pass, so it'll probably be the one that has more persistent snow. And then the Tuesday night and Wednesday time frame, this is where we start to see more valley locations in the snow mix. So detail-wise on this, northwest Montana, this is where we have the best combination of snow or moisture and cold. So higher snow amounts are possible up here, especially that Highway 2, Marias Pass, Essex. I see here that we have Marias Pass a little bit lower on the snow on this at this point here. It would probably be similar to Essex. I don't anticipate that being lower. And then 4 to 6 is possible as we get even closer to Kalispell. Over into Idaho, starting to see some accumulations on Whitebird Hill. Now this is another time period, Tuesday night, somewhere overnight it looks like there may end up being some heavier precipitation that develops around the Camas Prairie, Grangeville, Whitebird Hill over to Elk City and Dixie. And the snow levels currently aren't low enough in our forecast to be showing much snow for Grangeville. So it's a fine line. So I am a little worried that sometime here in early Wednesday morning we might see a switch over and more snow than just an inch. So we'll need to keep an eye on that for the Camas Prairie, and Whitebird Hill may end up getting more snow than that as well. For west central Montana, we're looking for a pretty widespread light snow. So it seems like a lot of miles of snow, and we're getting into that cooling phase, so there could be a lot of different changes in here going from a little bit warmer down to cold. I'll show a temperature graph here in a second on that. Southwest Montana, we're not really calling for much in the way of snow. We may be underdone on this, but it seems like the main focus right now is north. But accumulations nonetheless, so it seems like still a lot of light accumulations for you guys. And same with Lemhi County. It's a little bit drier as we get this far south, so moisture, the potential isn't as much, but anything that falls would be snow. Looking at wind, I'd mentioned a little bit about this, but with that little easterly push that we're going to get, it seems like as of now, northwest Montana, that especially Highway 2, the common places to get the easterly winds down into Kalispell and Columbia Falls. We'll start to see a wind influence as well with Wednesday morning snow, wind, all of that together. So that was the other reason why I went with orange, or a little bit higher potential for winter issues. As for temperatures, each day are trending colder. So the high temperatures will be a little cooler each day. The low temperatures are colder. And I really wanted to point out that transition from Tuesday into Wednesday. So we have a lot of temperatures from all of these points that I have selected here, Kalispell, Grangeville, Salmon, Missoula, and Butte, that are either in the upper 30s to low 40s. And then we have a pretty good decline as we get evening and overnight, Tuesday night into Wednesday. And we'll see those temperatures well below freezing. Butte's showing up the coldest with a low on Wednesday morning down into the 20s. Salmon's pretty close in the mix, and Kalispell is about the same. Missoula and Grangeville are below freezing, looks like mid-20s here in Missoula, and probably just below freezing for Grangeville. Some of the colder spots, Butte, Kalispell, don't even get out of freezing on Wednesday, and then even colder as we get into Thursday. So that's that one time period where it seems like we're passing through a lot of different temperature thresholds. So I wanted to point out that that's probably the main other additional concern on Wednesday, is that we'll be relatively warm, cooling, so we have that potential for ice, it seems. These recordings will be on our YouTube page. So if you go to our youtube.com/NWS Missoula, and especially subscribe to that, then you won't miss any of these in case you forget about the days. And any of the important ones we'll try to email out. If you have any comments, questions, you want something else added to these, definitely let us know. We're trying out new things, so we'll see how it works. This was Jeff Kitzmiller for the National Weather Service in Missoula. Thank you.